Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise. Y'all seen the thumbnail, you seen the title. Let's get into it. The streets, she is 4. Let's go.
I want a story time on how I met my baby dad, but I've been keeping this a secret for a long time. So when I tell y'all, don't go telling everybody. So my second baby dad was my first baby dad's stepdad. Keep up. My second baby dad was my first baby dad's stepdad. I first met my baby dad when I was like 16 years old, my second baby dad. I first met him when I was like 16 years old. I was dating my first baby dad. But at the time, I didn't have a child by my first baby dad. He was just my boyfriend, you feel me? And so my second baby dad was dating my first baby dad mom. So, yeah, twisted, I know. Before y'all judge me, let me just hear my story. Just hear my story. So at the time, I was 16 years old, dating my boyfriend, which is now my first child's dad. So he stayed out late one night, and this is how me and my second baby dad encountered each other. My baby dad my boyfriend at the time was out all night, you know, at a party. I'm blowing up his phone. He not answering. Y'all know how motherfuckers be when they 16 years old. I'm at his house though. So my second baby dad,
Why are you at your boyfriend's house at 16 while he's out and about? Why aren't you at home? What the hell is going on, and where's your parents?
at the time was my boyfriend's mom boyfriend. Y'all keep it up. He walks in the room, he sit on the bed, and he say, "You don't need to be crying over no boy, whatever, woo, woo, woo. You need a man like me in your life." So I was like, you know, like my mouth dropped. I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, this old ass man and whatever, like, you know, because at the time I'm dating somebody my age. I'm 16. So I'm like, why would he say that? But I ain't take it, you know, nothing, whatever. So let's just skip. A couple years later, I ended up pregnant by my boyfriend. So with my son dad. So I ended up pregnant by him. And y'all, he was just doing me so dirty. Like, he was just doing me so dirty. He had a girlfriend. My mom ended up moving to Ohio. So I went to go move to Ohio with my mom, Toledo. That's where I had my son at. But so yeah. So I'm pregnant by this man that's just dogging me. I got pregnant at like 18 years old, whatever. So y'all know the stepdad. He used to call me telling me all the information. Like, he just used to be like, yeah, he over here with a girl right now. And I'm all the way in a whole nother state. So that shit used to hurt my feelings. I'm pregnant. You know, this man not answering the phone for me. He don't give a fuck. He like, they got a baby on the way. He just used to tell me so much. So I wanted to come back to Minnesota so bad because I'm like, that's probably why, you know, I was just young and dumb. I'm like, that's probably why this bitch got him because, you know, I used to argue with the girl so bad, so bad. But I'm like, that's probably why she got him because I'm out of state. If I come back, I know I'm going to get him, but I don't have nowhere to go if I go to Minnesota. That's why I be saying I don't have family here because my family is not from here. I came up here because, yeah. So the stepdad, he a grown-ass man. He like, you can come stay with me, you and your son, y'all come stay with me, whatever. I'll get you a ticket up here. So I initially came here to, like, you know, kind of work things out with my first baby dad. So yeah, y'all, I come to Minnesota, come stay with this man. He stayed, cause he was familiar. I knew him. It wasn't like a real stranger. And at the time, y'all, we was talking on the phone damn near every day. He was telling me so much. And whole time I'm really thinking he being like a father figure to me. Whole time he was praying on me. But whatever. So I come to Minnesota, and at the time I had a friend because they ended up sleeping with each other, whatever. Me and this girl was friends for a long time. And me and her friends on TikTok. So if you see this video, I'm not being messy. I'm just telling my story. So don't jump in my comment section with that shit. But so we go to this man's house. He gives my friend, her own room, and he give me his room. And he come in the room, and I'm like, where am I sleeping? He like, right here, I'll sleep. You know, he had a California king size bed. He like, I'll sleep on the couch, but he had other people staying with him. But at the end of the night, he came in the room. Yeah, it was just like, before I get back into the story, please keep y'all, I see y'all comments, please keep y'all disrespect to a minimum, like, for real.
How do you say keep your disrespect to a minimum when the story that you're telling is flat out ridiculous? And you wonder why. A lot of you guys are in a situation that you're in because you make piss poor choices, terrible decisions when it comes to men. Here it is, you were 16 over your boyfriend's house. You wasn't pregnant. He was dogging you out then, but you stayed in that situation for 2 years, got pregnant by this guy. He showed you who he was for 2 years, but yet you still allowed yourself to be impregnated by this dude. And then you get with his stepdad, or it probably wasn't even his stepdad. It probably was his mom's boyfriend, because I know how y'all like to use these false titles. You get with this guy. He playing the long game. And then you have a baby by this dude. And then got the nerve to say, don't judge. Hey, when you put your business out on the internet, people are going to judge you. Just so you know, anybody that puts themselves out on the internet, talking on these platforms, everybody not going to like what you have to say. People are going to judge you. And to be honest with you, you put it out here to be judged.
And some of y'all just crazy talking about, so my first baby dad is related to my child. How? I didn't say his biological dad. And him and the mom wasn't even married. They was just dating. So technically it really wasn't his stepdad, but I just say stepdad because,
like I said,
my first baby dad called him dad. So, okay, so yeah, so I'm in the bed with this man. We didn't do nothing. We didn't even talk. I'm not even gonna lie. I was creeped out. I was very creeped out because I'm like, I did not come all the way to Minnesota to share rooms with this man. We didn't even talk to each other. Nothing. Like, I'm telling y'all, it was nothing. So my first baby dad ended up finding out. I'm back in Minnesota. I told him, I'm like, what's up? Let's link up. Mind y'all, he never met his son because he thought I was in a whole other state. He wasn't coming to Ohio. So, my son, like 5 months at this point. He met his son at 5 months. So we finally link up. He fell in love with my baby. He fell back in love with me. He left his girlfriend just like that. But mind y'all, me and him was dating since we was like 15 or whatever, 16. And then when I moved away, he got a girlfriend. But when I was in Ohio, we did have a long distance relationship. But y'all know how it is. It's kind of hard to have a long distance relationship. But when I ended up pregnant, we call ourselves just being together off and on. It was just a whole lot. Like, this was like my first love. So that's how me and the stepdad had built this relationship, because he used to call me and tell me everything my baby dad used to do and say about me. He'll be like, video call me, I'm finna show you he with this girl right now, and he'll be putting them on the camera and stuff, and that shit was really hurting my feelings, y'all, so bad, because me and him caught ourselves doing a long distance relationship shit. But so y'all listen, this where it get juicy at, right? So I tell my baby dad, like, ask your mom, can I stay with you? So we can try to work our, get our own apartment, get some jobs and stuff like that. You feel me? So he was like, all right, bet. But my Dukes wasn't having it. She wasn't having it. She like, ain't nobody finna stay with me. She was done. She was even done with her kids. She was done. She like, everybody gotta move the fuck around. You feel me?
I don't blame her. There is no way. It's bad enough that the son is staying there. He probably ain't paying no bills, probably ain't contributing to the household. But then you gonna bring not only a girl, but a girl and her kid? Come on, yo. What are y'all talking about, man? Who condones this? Who condones this behavior? Please, there is no way in hell I'm doing that.
I ain't gonna lie, she was a good ass grandma. She did pass away, so I'm not gonna disrespect his mom. We did have our ups and downs through this whole situation, but one thing I can always say, she was a good grandma. This is where it get real juicy at. So I'm sitting at a house, you know what I'm saying, we eating. So I'm feeling like, okay, my baby dad like talk to her, maybe, whatever. So next thing you know, she like, yeah, my man finna come over, so we gonna have to move around and stuff like that. So why is a knock on the door? Mind y'all, the person that I'm staying with, my second baby dad, who is now my second baby dad, he was blowing up my phone, like, where you at? What time you coming home? Oh, you with him? So I'm just like, it was giving off, I didn't know he liked me, y'all. I'm talking about, in person, we didn't really talk. So I didn't know he liked me for real. So, he blowing up my phone, whatever. Next thing you know, he knocking on the door. And he walk in, and he was like, what's up? I look at him, I'm like, oh, this is weird. Then he go say, what's up, JoJo, to my son, give him a 5. My son already familiar with his face, so he, hey, whatever. So, my baby. So I guess it's a man instinct to know when something ain't right or something off. His mama didn't really put 2 and 2 together, but he like, how you know my son's name? He like, oh, I'm friends with her on Facebook and shit like that. So my baby dad take his crybaby ass in the room and start lurking on my page and see that the man start loving all my pictures and, stuff like that, whatever. So as we in the house, he's texting me like, what's going on with y'all two? I'm like, what you mean what's going on with us two? Like, So my first baby dad was just basically trying to put two and two together. Like, I feel like y'all got something going on because, you know, y'all friends on Facebook. He be coming on your status. But I was sensing that dude liked me. My second baby dad, I was sensing that, you know, I'm like, okay, I think he do kind of like me. I wasn't dumb. But I didn't, but it was something telling me like, no, I don't think so because I don't think he'll, you know, cross them lines or whatever the case may be. So I'm just gonna jump right in it. If y'all haven't seen the previous videos, you're just gonna have to watch the previous videos. You don't want to start here because I'm just gonna get into how we started actually fucking around. So boom, my baby dad found out. My first baby dad found out it was a connection between me and his stepdad. Obviously, y'all was living with him. The man was my friend on Facebook. He used to comment on my status, love my pictures, and you know, I was friends with my baby dad, my first baby dad as well. So he kind of put two and two together and figured out. And I used to tell my second baby dad, who is now my second baby dad, but at the time wasn't. I used to tell him like, don't comment on my statuses, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted him to know. He wanted him to know something. Like he was just. Ugh. Okay, y'all, even though I was staying with the stepdad, he
was marking territory. He was putting it out there, letting it be known that one, he's interested, and you should have known that he was interested. This man bought you a ticket and let you move into his crib. Guys don't be doing things like that just out the kindness of their heart, man. Like, come on, yo.
in person, he could not say nothing. Like, we did not talk. He just used to text me all the time. So, boom, I'm finna get into how he started liking me. But, so, yeah, when my first baby dad found out, he just started doing me bogus. Like, he always have done me bogus. He always cheated on me. He disclaimed my son. It was just, y'all, ooh, all the way around, he's just a horrible person, my first baby dad. That's why I don't talk about him. I don't, you know. So, for those of y'all,
you're no angel yourself.
Asking, you know, I know the first baby dad must be hurt and this, that, and the other. Yeah, he was. For sure he was. But y'all don't know how bad that man hurted me. And to not be there for your child, like, even when he found out that I'm staying with his stepdad, you feel me? We had an argument. I'm like, you not giving me a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? I came up here for you to have a relationship with your son. So let's try to work towards getting our own shit, get a job, something, you know? He was just like, fuck you, you know, fuck that baby, all type of shit. So, okay.
So she had a kid with a dude who didn't have a job, who was staying at his mama's and dogging you out, messing with other chicks. I tell you, man, these people aren't the brightest stars in the sky, man. They just aren't.
You know, at this time, I'm still staying with the stepdad after me and my first baby dad get into it. So I tell him, like, he found out, he know that I'm staying here. So he like, okay, well, whatever, fuck him. He ain't helping you. I'm finna help you get your own crib and this, that, and the other. So I'm like, okay. So I'm truly thinking he was gonna help me. But y'all still remember, at this time, I am still staying in his house. And I was, you know, we still share rooms. But we never did nothing, never. So I'm finna skip to how we got into doing stuff and being together. But let me just clarify something because I see that I said 18 years old. I was 19. I got pregnant at 18. I had my son at 19. I started messing with my second baby dad when I was 19. For those of y'all in the comments talking about why did my mom let me come to Minnesota with a man, whatever, woo. First of all, she didn't know what I was doing. But at this point, I'm fucking grown. I'm 19 years old with a kid. And I don't know about y'all. I didn't get raised by fucking Sally and Sarah. I got raised by Yolanda Bounce, a real hood bitch from Cabrini Green. And my mom passed away 2 years ago. So please keep my mom out these motherfucking comments because she was a good mom. She wouldn't have stopped me from coming somewhere when I'm already grown, you know? So I don't know, maybe y'all parents don't let y'all leave at 18 or whatever, but my mom, yes, her doors was always open, but you know, she wasn't gonna stop me. So let's just did that right there. So the stepdad used to go to work every day from 8 to 4. And like I said, y'all, we used to always just text each other, but it wasn't really about nothing here. So he had bought me some hair and I had did my hair. And then I think I had went to one of his family functions. And this is how it started. His family asked who I was and he introduced me as his girlfriend. I was not his girlfriend. So I was kind of shocked as fuck. Like, you know, he was like, they wouldn't understand the situation. So I'm just going to say, you know, such and such. So I'm like, okay. So as I'm sitting there, we at his family house, he's texting me like, I see you smiling, talking to my family. I haven't seen you smile since you've been around and da-da-da. He was like, how would it feel if I really made you mine or something like that? Y'all, I'm talking about, I'm sitting right across from him, so I can't act like I'm not seeing the message, but I was honestly like, you know, I was like, I was so scared.
And this dude, he lame. This dude lame. So you hating on your ex-girlfriend's son. You done basically stole this girl, but you're afraid to really talk to her. But you bring her around your family, introduce her as your girl, but then in a text message across the way, you ask her to be your girl. This dude don't even sound like an adult. This dude don't even sound like a grown man. This dude is a grown boy, male, not a man. Goodness gracious, she knows how to pick him, man. She knows how to pick him. And while she's saying, my mom, she was a good mom, this, that, and the third, ma'am, I'm sorry, and rest in peace to your mother, but your mother failed you big time. I know you didn't say anything about your dad. Maybe you don't know who your dad is, but your parents failed you. Right now, at the point of this story, she is about to be 2 for 2. 2 kids, 2 different dudes. And I'm sure this story is going to get worse before it gets better.
Like, I was creeped out. I was just like, oh my God, this not right. Y'all, I was just... So I replied to the message. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I just basically was like, yeah, that'll be great, whatever. So we ended up getting back to the house. I'm like, my back hurt. Y'all know he gave me a massage, and it ended with a happy ending. And and I ain't gonna lie, when we did that, I'm like, damn, this what a grown man feel like. So I became his girl, and we was in a relationship for 2 years. Corn dog. So anywho, after we done did what we did, I guess we was dating. So, he was texting me the next day like, oh my God, like last night was just so amazing. And I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling the same way. I'm like, yeah. But y'all, I still didn't like him. Like, if y'all get what I'm saying. So he wasn't postable. So a lot of people from my hometown is probably just now hearing about this, because I've never posted my second baby dad ever. First of all, I was ashamed, because I'm like, he way older than me. And then a lot of people didn't know he dated my first baby dad mom, but
she said this dude isn't postable. Yo, this is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. No one knows who baby daddy number 2 is because he ain't postable. Golly, yo.
It's just, I don't know. So I wasn't trying to be on social media with this man, but we was together in real life. But I did kind of grow to like him. So boom, how did the mom find out? So first, let me get into my first baby dad. So I had wrote him one day like, can you get my son whatever? Why this man had his bitch write me back? Like, just like sassy. So me and her arguing. So I tell him like, so I couldn't wait to throw it in his face, because he just literally let a motherfucker take his phone, argue with me, and saying he can't get his son. Y'all, she was so jealous of my son, but whatever. So she made him say this ain't his baby. Well, she ain't make him say it, because technically, can't make a motherfucker do nothing, but whatever. So I couldn't wait to throw it in his face. He told me and her talking about fighting and all this, that, and the other. I'm like, you know what? You can fight my man, your stepdad. He what? Yeah. All the shit that you thought, yeah. Now we really doing it. So, he blocked me. Block. So I reach out to his mom. I'm like, your son weak. Like, you need to like, she don't come to me with that shit. They ain't got shit to do with me, which it didn't. But, this your son. But y'all, I'm not even going to do too much on the mom, because she did pass away, but I'm just really telling the story. So how she found out, I threw it in her face too. So, she kind of got on my ass. I ain't going to lie, his mom is, she was a YT woman, and but she had a mouth on her. So, she treated my ass. So I'm like, what? That's why I'm... So her reaction was just like, wow, she wrote him, and he gave me the phone and showed me, like... Yeah, so I wrote her back like, don't write my man. And she blocked him. Y'all, that was just crazy to me. But she was a good grandma. Like, she really was a good grandma. The family dynamic was weird when I first started bringing my son around. I was a little like, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little embarrassed. I was a little ashamed, like, to go around. Because I'm like, oh, wow, I just did some dirty ass shit. He used to drop me off over there, but he used to text my phone like crazy, like, what are you doing? But I'm not gonna lie, my second baby dad really was obsessed with me. Like, it was like crazy obsessed. Like, y'all, it got crazy. Like, he started abusing me. So then to get into the get back with him, he had a roommate, and it was his sister and her boyfriend stayed with us. And so, so once me and my baby dad relationship ended, I started dating the sister boyfriend,
Oh,
so his brother-in-law.
golly.
So, like I
Yo,
said, we all
what the heck, man? She just monkey branching out here. That's why this whole, we listen, but we don't judge. Like, that's stupidity. That is stupid. What the hell, man?
stayed in the same house. I was living with my baby dad, and then his sister and her boyfriend, which is the brother-in-law, was roommates. During that time of me staying with my baby dad and being roommates with them, it wasn't
I'm sorry to stop it again, but have y'all noticed that they got these titles like they're in marriages and stuff like that, but they're, stepdad, but actually a boyfriend, brother-in-law, but actually the boyfriend of the sister. Like, what the hell is going on, man? And you wonder why the black community is in shambles right now. It's because of this type of foolery. And her story isn't an anomaly. This is a story that's happening, and I'm sure it's happened a plethora of times.
too much encounter with the brother-in-law. Like, so for anybody that think I'm just all super snaked out, no, we rarely even talk to each other. We saw each other occasionally. Like, I'm telling y'all, my baby dad was so weird. It was like real R. Kelly type shit. Like, he had me trapped in the room. Like, he used to do the weirdest shit. And I really don't even want to get into all that because I'll just give a little bit. So y'all know how I said my baby dad was obsessed with me. So like I said, he was like really like, I don't know, it was very controlling is the word. He used to go through my phone. He broke about 2 of my phones. I'm talking about snap them in half, like crazy. Like anything I used to, like if I'm texting on the phone, I'm texting somebody or I'm replying to a comment, he'd bend my fingers back. He used to just be crazy. Ugh. So towards the end of our relationship, it got real like abusive because he saw that I was finna move around. Like I'm like I'm finna move around. So yeah, me, the brother, him, and the sister used to go on. We went on like a couple double dates before, but like I said, I really never talked to the man like that. Never even really looked at him like that. But yeah, so boom, this one night, my baby dad get a phone call to say that I had got approved for my crib, and he was like, why would you do that? How did this happen? If you're moving, you could get the fuck out of my house. Because mind y'all, I told y'all, I had came up to Minnesota. I was homeless. I didn't have no family up here. So I stayed with him, who I thought was going. So I finally, at 20 years old, get approved for this crib. Like a year later. But I had to sneak and do it without him knowing. But he ended up finding out. So he was trying to put me out that night. Like he was like, get out, get the fuck out of my house. And I'm like, where am I gonna go? We arguing about that. And he just started putting his hands on me. So the brother-in-law right there, he just like get up and go in the room. Like, you ain't gonna help me? Y'all, at the time I was 20 years old. I didn't have no family, barely had friends. So I'm not gonna lie, the younger me was scared. Like I was scared. So, he did, he ended up going to jail. They took pictures of my face, so I had to end up leaving the house. So that night, the brother-in-law and the sister walked back in the house, and then my baby dad other sister come to the house. Y'all, they was on they bully with me. And I'm not gonna lie, like I said, the younger me, I was scared. I'm like, I know I can't beat all 3 of them up. Plus it's a man, so they was talking shit to me, and I was just getting my stuff and leaving out the house. I'm not gonna lie, I was talking a little shit back, but now that I think about it, y'all was bullying the younger me. Bring that shit back, bitch. But no, I'm kind of cool with the sister that came in the house, but still, bitch, you tried to bully me. Now I'm ended up moving in my crib and shit like that. And I think a year later or so, the brother-in-law reached out to me on Facebook. He added me on Facebook and he started liking all my pictures. So, I checked my inbox. He say, damn, girl, you still fine as hell. I'm sitting here looking like, ain't this the same man that didn't help me? Yeah. But whatever. I say thank you and I accept the compliment. I think I made a status one night like, who can I pull up on? I'm bored, whatever. Will he like it? So I'm like, I don't owe my baby dad no loyalty. That man used to abuse me. It was a restraining order. So I'm like, this can't be a setup. So I ended up linking with him, and we talked all night, y'all. I think I was like drunk. I was lit. We talked all night, and it was like love at first sight. I ain't even gonna lie. Ugh. So to answer y'all questions, no, it was never about the looks with any one of them. Never. Um, so yeah, we started dating, whatever. Yeah, my baby dad found out he was hot. I'm talking about so hot. Like, y'all, he was hot. So me and the brother-in-law dating, and no, he was not with his sister no longer at that point. And I see a lot of y'all asking me about was my son, grandma, and my baby dad, my second baby dad, talking or still together? No, they was not. So I don't just be talking to people, man. Like, I hope that's not what y'all getting from this.
This story is ridiculous, man. But it's indicative of the plight of the Black community. Not all, but a large swath of the Black community. And it's stories like this that show you and give you an example of why I can't even say Black community, because we don't even have communities anymore. Black communities consist of families, and we don't have that for the most part. This lady ended up being 3 for 3, 3 kids, 3 baby dads by the age of 21. All of these dudes got a connection. And trying to play victim. It's freaking ridiculous, man. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. This shit was diabolical. It's outrageous, man. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to catch up with y'all. Peace.